The night of August 18th saw some of the most ridiculous baseball you'll ever see. Not only did Tatis pull out some of the most aura the sport has ever seen in its 150 years of existence, not only did the Brewers absolutely stomp out the Marlins in a 22-point shutout, you can thank a Julio Rodriguez brain fart for that, but the Cubs got their clapback from May in the Crosstown Classic rematch, winning the series with their 12th and 13th walk-offs of the season. I remember all the bullshit I was getting from Sox fans back then. I'm sorry that you guys can't face Jameson Taillon every single day, but there's a bigger story to be told here. Let's start off with the man of the hour, PCA. He is on another level right now. A leadoff and a walk-off homer in Game 1, and in Game 2, yet another leadoff home run. Though unfortunately he wasn't able to cap it off again as he got intentionally walked, but you can see his consistency has been definitely getting in the heads of these pitchers. And if you want to talk about consistency, where the fuck did this Alex Bregman come from? From being on one of the worst runs you can imagine for a guy not named Kyle Tucker, to then having a 3 home run game against the Nationals. And now in this series, he was out there collecting hits in Game 1. Then in Game 2, he gets the single to tie up the game in the 7th. And then the 9th, he lines up yet another one for the walk-off. Stuff like that is how you live up to that fucking contract. We gotta give some love to some of these pitchers here too. Things were a little shaky in the beginning with Shota and Zephyrjon, but David Peterson and Jacob Webb kept that shit locked down. Especially Jacob Webb. You want to talk about having to dial in? So in Game 1, during the 10th, Webb walks Murakami and then appeared to strike out the next 3 guys. In what looked like that last and third strikeout to Brandon Montgomery, Webb started walking toward the dugout, clearly thinking that the ending was over. But the White Sox ended up successfully challenging the call with ABS. Then fuck. That put the runners on first and second. Through what can only be described as divine intervention, somehow that disaster was completely avoided with a ground out from Tristan Peters. It's definitely a little embarrassing to admit. I think a lot of people have been there, but bro busted his load a bit prematurely. You already knew Game 2 was going to be a heater with Patrick Kane throwing the first pitch. If there's anything Sox and Cubs fans can agree on, besides shitting on Wisconsin, you gotta love Patrick Kane. I'm glad we're talking about aura because it clearly rubbed off on the ass man again. Kevin Gausman had to exit the game early with a hand cramp, and who steps up? That's right, Javier Assad. 3 shutout innings, 2 hits, 0 walks, 2 strikeouts. This guy should never put on an Iowa Cubs jersey for the rest of the season. Ass man stays put. Now credit where it's due on the south side. Murakami was great again. That solo shot off the video board is the type of stuff that gets people to actually want to watch White Sox baseball again. Hell, anyone who knows me knows I already got an instant bias for the MPB guys. But even as a Cubs fan, I gotta acknowledge the greatness. I even have a Murakami jersey. That's my go-to now whenever I attend Sox games with my friends or family. And speaking of the MPB too, this was Shota and Murakami's first face-off in the MLB. Can you imagine going from rivals as a part of the Bay Stars and Swallows respectively for years to now meeting again in the US and still being rivals despite ironically playing for the same city? It even carried some extra weight as the MLB built into the whole Japan versus Japan storyline for this crosstown. It's just funny too because Suzuki did not have a great birthday at all. I know he homered in the first game, but that second game, oh. And as of the results of August 19th, the series is now tied 3-3. This is just another sign of things to come, not just for Chicago baseball, but Chicago sports in general. I was there at that Browns game. It's never too late to push Bears Super Bowl propaganda. Actually, there's one last thing I want to get off my chest. I did not appreciate getting diced up by this guy.